It's so refreshing to see a Bollywood movie that has roles written for women that are not put on a pedestal. They're not perfect women, but they are endearing. Good afternoon. This is Manjusha Radhakrishnan from Gulf News. I'm the entertainment editor, and I'm here with the review of the movie called The Crew. It stars Kareena Kapoor, Tabu, and Kriti Sanon as cabin crew, and it's a black comedy about three air hostesses who try their hand at gold smuggling. It's an audacious comedy, and what I love about this film is that it's heartening to see three talented women. I have to say, Tabu, Kareena Kapoor, and Kriti Sanon are very accomplished actresses, do the heavy lifting. It's not often that you see gangster movies or movies that deal with illegal activities being spearheaded by women. So it's really heartening to see feisty women and sassy women take the narrative forward. And that's what really worked for me. You know, when it comes to feminist movies, sometimes what happens is that they take it very seriously, but this is a black comedy. The context of it, the plot point of it is that three women who have worked as air hostesses have not been paid for several months. They are desperate, they are cash strapped, they are also sole breadwinners for the family, and they need their salaries quick. They stumble into the scheme of laundering, of smuggling gold, because their job kind of allows them to go through different countries with very minimal checks perhaps. What works for this film is of course Tabu. She's one of the most seasoned actresses, and I can see the camaraderie between all these three women, the bonhomie, the sense of kinship between them, because these are three women who are not in top form. They have their flaws, but they are bold. They're just trying to make their ends meet. It's so refreshing to see a Bollywood movie that has roles written for women that are not put on a pedestal. They're not perfect women, but they are endearing. What makes this comedy engaging are these three women. And of course, there are these cameos by very interesting people like Diljit Dosanjh, who plays the customs officer who has a crush on Kriti Sanon's character. And then there is Rajesh Sharma, who plays the HR manager of this Kohinoor Airlines where these women work. The first half of the movie moves at a quick pace. It's zippy. We get a sense of why these women, they are very earnest at their jobs but are not being paid. So they're kind of desperate and they come up with this get quick rich scheme. It also talks about the flawed capitalist system where the owner of the Kohinoor Airlines, he's a flamboyant businessman, but then he declares bankruptcy and then just escapes, leaving thousands of his employees in a lurch. They're all desperate. It kind of shows, it's a mirror to the current times that we live in, the capitalist times that we live in, that the rich kind of get off easy, whereas it's the middle class that bear the brunt of the capitalist greed. In terms of performances, I have to tell you Tabu and Kareena Kapoor, even Kriti Sanon, who's relatively more inexperienced than the other two, they hold their own and they seem to have a natural chemistry going on between them. They don't try too hard. In fact, there are scenes in the movie where there is a fallout between them. Let's not forget that these women, they may be very good looking, they may be very endearing, but at the end of the day, they're doing something very illegal. What I love about the movie is also Kareena Kapoor, who plays Jasmine. I love her character because she's aspirational. She aspires for the fancy things in life. It's so good to see a Bollywood film that showcases their women as real people. I mean, these are women that you might meet on a regular basis. So that's what makes this movie work as well. But I have to warn you that there are parts which are just audacious, especially the second half of the movie. The climax is just the parts in which the movie descends into robbery and utter chaos is not wholly believable. How they track down a flamboyant businessman and their former boss and become these Robin Hoods don't make much sense. But if you're willing to suspend belief and just enjoy this ride, then perhaps you'll walk off with a smile on your faces. And remember, the soft branding in this movie is not so subtle. You often see brand endorsements being done, and that's very, very unsettling. But if you're in the mood to watch a black comedy where women are in top form, then this movie is for you. I've gone with 3 out of 5. For our full review, go to gulfnews.com.